Life is a journey. It starts before we are born, and we're often referred to as a twinkle in our mother's eye, and it takes us into this world at birth. We then walk through a very mixed bag of experiences which differ for each one of us. School, work, possibly travel or a close relationship, caring for others, and eventually finding ways to cope as our own bodies slow down. However, most of us have our ups and downs throughout each of these times and seasons in lives, some more than most. And almost everyone experiences grief at some point in their life. For some, it may be in childhood, whereas for others, it's something to face up to much later in adult life. We can often feel almost tangibly the emptiness around us when someone we love dies. No one else could describe what it is like for us. Only God knows how each of us feels at the time, as the days and the months go by. And those times are all part of our journey through life as well, as we find new ways of living with that loss. But that's not the end of our journey, or the journey of our relation or friend who has died. It's a continuity of our life on earth, a comma, not a full stop in our lives. As described in the poem that you've just heard, the journey for those who have died on earth moves to the far shores of eternity, where life continues in the company of, in church speak, all the saints who from their labours rest. And through the forgiveness of God, we are all considered to be saints, however tarnished our halos. Through the assisted passage migration scheme at the end of the Second World War, British people were able to sail to Australia for just £10 to encourage population of that distant country, at a time when travel was not as easy as it is today. They were literally on another shore. One of my relatives was amongst them, and he conscientiously sent back letters home to the family who remained in England. They were written on very thin airmail paper, in beautiful script, which went first across the page from side to side, and then from top to bottom at right angles, to make use of every space on that page. My family were fortunate, as many who left for Australia would not have written back, and there wasn't Skype in those days either, and the families back home would have felt a loss not dissimilar to a death, and of course may not even have known when their relative eventually died. Yet, those people in Australia married, had families, worked, and enjoyed life just the same as those back in England, and had opportunities never even thought of here. Life was in many ways a new blessing to those who took that £10 passage. And in the same way, those who have journeyed to the distant shore have been welcomed already into God's kingdom and are enjoying his blessings now, new blessings, for them through a life free from mourning and crying and pain, as John tells us in his wonderful picture language in the book of Revelation, in those words that Leah's just read to us. And John also tells us that when we are now in between times is over, and the evils of this world have surrendered to God as King, that the perceived sea between us will be no more. There will be no distance or divide between us and our loved ones, and there will be a new heavens and a new earth. Exactly how this will be, we don't know. But what we do know is that our loved ones live on, safe on Canaan's side, where all safe and blessed we shall meet at last. Amen.
The ship. I'm standing on the seashore. The ship at my side spreads her white sails to the morning breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength, and I stand and watch her, until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud, just where the sea and sky come down to mingle with each other. Then someone at my side says, "There, she's gone." Gone where? Gone from my sight, that is all. She is just as large in mast and hull and spar as she was when she left my side, and just as able to bear her load of living freight to the place of destination. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says, "There, she's gone," there are others watching her coming, and voices ready to take up the glad shout, "There she comes." And that is dying.